Good morning and welcome to today's Fort Worth Regional 1 press conference featuring Notre Dame Fighting Irish head coach Niele Ivey. Before we begin, a couple announcements here. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Ivey, then open it up for questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand and one of our assistants will come to you. As a courtesy to everyone in the room, please silence your cell phones. And when asking a question, please state your name and media affiliation each time. For those joining via Zoom, please use the raise hand function. We'll take questions from the room first and go to Zoom as time permits. Please note that recording press conferences on cell phones or cameras is not permitted. Coach, we'll start with your opening statement.
Yes, well, hello everyone. Just super excited to be here, to be in Texas, to still be dancing, to be part of this Sweet 16. I never take this moment for granted. I've been here 5 straight. This group is a incredible group that I get a chance to work with, and just really proud of what we've accomplished this season, and really excited for this opportunity tomorrow to play Vandy. And again, just really, really grateful to be in this moment and to be in the Sweet 16.
All right, we'll now open it up for questions.
Stephen Hawkins with the AP. Wow, that's loud. You talked about obviously being here with this group. I mean, with Hannah and Cassandre are back, but you had a pretty good turnover in this group. What does it say about this group to get back to this point and get another chance here?
It speaks volumes of this team. Had 3 returners, Cass, Hannah, and KK, and an entire new roster. And this roster that, the team that we have, they just really are connected. They've brought so much, just joy for me. We have a ton of experience on this group, bringing 4 grad transfers in, and the last several weeks, we have done a great job of really peaking at the right time, our chemistry clicking at the right time, and this group is amazing, and I'm grateful to work with them.
Tyler Horka with Blue and Gold Illustrated. Coach, we've heard you say multiple times over the last couple of weeks that you really love coaching this team.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you see that we don't in games that has gotten you to a point of just really enjoying the ride that you've been on with them?
Yeah, I mean, the love that they have for each other, I think it's evident when you watch them, but, for me, I watch it behind the scenes in the locker room. They spend a lot of time with each other off the court. They're very connected. They bond really well. Like I said, they're sisters. They've created a really special, unique bond, and that's doesn't happen as quickly. And the fact that that's happened so quickly in the last several months for this team, but they're unselfish, and I think you can see that on the floor. But they just really care about each other, and again, they're family, and they've developed a really close-knit bond together.
Kyle Smedley with the South Bend Tribune. Talking to Ayanna after the Ohio State game, she just said, "Why not us?" That was kind of how she maybe defined this group. How have you seen this group adopt that mentality, not just in March, but just throughout this entire season?
Yeah, I mean, this group is resilient. They've established a confidence in themselves and in our group, in our identity. It took us a while to kind of really have that consistent identity. We were working through it a lot this season, and you can see that they've really established that, that confidence they have in their individual game, but also that trust and confidence that they've created amongst each other. I credit Hannah for that. Hannah is somebody that comes in with that confidence, and you could tell that they're feeding off of her energy, and and everybody again has really developed that level of confidence. That's what you see. So that's why she's saying, "Why not us?"
Mia Fishman with USA Today. First off, I just want to say your nails are awesome.
Thanks.
I love those. Going up against Aubrey Galvin, she's young, but she's really confident in the way she plays. What kind of threat does she pose?
Yeah, 3-level scorer, plays really crafty, she's really smart. She's had an incredible year, so you can tell she has a lot of confidence. They have a lot of confidence in her, but she gets the team going. She, the facilitator, but also somebody that can really make plays off the bounce. She does some things that it's fun watching her just because she does play with swag. But she's had an incredible year, and they feed off of her.
Lindsay Gibbs with CBS Sports. Earlier this season, after the Duke loss, I was in that presser, and the vibes have changed so much since then, since that day in Durham. You talked a lot that day about wanting to get the team trying to put 40 minutes together,
right,
and just being unable to put 40 minutes together. And
right,
it almost seemed like you didn't know what to do to get them to kind of like get together. And so what did change? How did you pull it together after a rough stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I think adversity and challenges grow you as a coach. It grows you as a team. And we had to go through that growing process this year. We had to trust in that process. And though sometimes that was hard. We were on the road coming off a tough loss versus Georgia Tech, had to go straight to Duke. So, again, those moments are what define you. And I felt like we utilized those moments to get better. And we just got back to work. We did a great job, I feel like, of turning the page. No matter what happened, we had to turn the page and get back to work. And that was my focus. I had to make sure and maintain the level of, I had to maintain our vibe, our energy throughout the times that were rough. And after that, we added KK. That's a big part of it. I was playing with 6 scholarship players at that time. And a couple of those players in the starting lineup, in and out the starting lineup. G, the game before, had the flu. Yana inserted Yana in the starting lineup a couple games after that. So our adversity was tough. A lot of people not really recognizing that. But then, again, just got a chance to get some consistency. KK being back with our team helped a lot. She knows our system really well, but having another available body, but also somebody with her level of talent was big for us. And then we started building that confidence, that chemistry, that cohesiveness. But I feel like the addition of her and learning from our losses helped us get to this point.
Time for a couple more questions.
Cameron Teague with The Athletic. Neil, when you have somebody who's like Hannah, who's as talented at reading ball handlers and knowing when to reach and pick a pocket like that, as a coach and as a coaching staff, when you're game planning your defense,
yes,
how do you prepare for kind of that risk reward of Hannah's going to go for this still? If she misses it, we have to be prepared on the back end.
Yeah, I've learned how to allow her to be her. That's her superpower, the way that she defends. And there's sometimes that, she takes chances and we have to rotate off of the chances that she takes. But majority of the time, she makes great decisions and great plays. But we've learned how to, and the team has learned how to adjust with the way that she impacts the ball and is disruptive. And we have everybody on the floor wants to play defense with her. So I think that's the biggest difference. The way that she defends, they all rotate outside of her. But she is a high risk, high reward. I knew that coming in, and I've watched her blossom and develop, and she's gotten even brighter. I mean, it's hard to even fathom that she is, because instinctively she just knows how to make reads. She studies her opponents. She's very, very smart, offensively and defensively. But I think that's what I love about her. I give her freedom to do what she does because the reward is what you see on the court when she's averaging 9, 10 steals a game or whatever it is.
All right, final question.
Andrea Adelson with ESPN. Neil, you were emotional after the Ohio State game, just being able to get back here, given all the adversity that you guys have faced. You've been in this situation before. I'm wondering how much urgency you feel to try and get past the Sweet 16 into the Elite Eight and make a push for a championship.
Yeah, I mean, I always had that level of urgency, kind of having that experience the last couple years being here. At that stage is big. It's really hard to get back here, and so that was the reason why I was very emotional, just because I got a chance to get back here with this group that no one thought was going to be here. So it means more to me. It's sweeter for me to get back here with this team. They've given me so much joy this year. I come in every day. They want to work. They're coachable. They love each other. It's just a different energy that we have. But when you have joy with what you're doing and the passion that you have, and I have so much passion for Notre Dame, obviously, it means more. But, yeah, there is that hump I'm trying to get over. So I'm taking this very business-oriented. This group will be ready. It's been exciting to plan, to prep, but I'm excited to get after it.
Coach, thank you for your time today. And good
Thank
luck
you.
Tomorrow. All right, good morning and welcome to today's press conference featuring the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Our student athletes joining us today from my left to right, Cassandre Prosper, Vanessa de Jesus, and Hannah Hidalgo. So we'll, again, if you have a question, please raise your hand. As a courtesy to everyone in the room, please silence your cell phones. When asking a question, please state your name and media affiliation. And for those who are joining via Zoom, please use the raise hand function. We'll take questions in the room first and then go to Zoom as time permits. Again, please note that recording press conference on cell phones or cameras is not permitted. We'll now open it up for questions.
Mia Fishman with USA Today. Hannah, when you're watching film and you're watching Aubrey Galvin play, what stands out?
Yeah, she's a great guard. I just was introduced to her, I think when I was watching Vanderbilt against Texas, and I just realized, like, I think my first thought was like, oh, what grade is she? You know, and just for her to be a freshman and just being able to do what she does and lead her team is very impressive. She's very crafty with the ball. She knows how to get her team involved and also score the ball. So I think she's a great guard.
Lindsay Gibbs with CBS Sports. Hannah, there was an image going around of a clip going around of you and Michaela Blake's in AAU facing against each other. Mm-hmm. What do you remember from those days, and how excited are you to go against one of the best?
Yeah, I feel like my earliest memory playing against Michaela was my senior year, I think, and it was a really big game for us. And we went to Rutgers Prep and we played against them and we ended up beating them. But we know it was definitely a show, just two dynamic guards, and like I had to guard her, the whole game. And so I think just her ability to do what she does, the things that she brings to her team is, so different. But it's exciting because I've been playing against Michaela for a long time now, and I played with her at USA. So, it'll be fun to now play against her at the collegiate level.
Again, if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get back.
Skylar Dixon with the Associated Press. Hannah, along those lines, with a high-profile matchup like that, and then one where you have some history, how do you guard against making it too much about that and trying to make sure that you sort of stay within yourself and the game plan and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think this whole game is just about playing together. It's not about me versus Michaela. It's about Notre Dame versus Vanderbilt. And it's really just the way that we're going to win the game tomorrow is by playing together like we've been doing for the past couple months. So just playing team defense, sharing the ball like we've been doing on offense is what's going to win us the game.
Cassandre Prosper with Yahoo Sports. For each of you, Coach Ivey was just talking about how it felt sweeter to get to this point because not a lot of people thought that you would.
Yeah.
For each of you to clinch this berth and be here today, how does it feel to you, and is it similar?
Yeah, I think it feels, amazing. I think Coach Ivey probably touched on it, but not a lot of people believe in us to get here. And so for me, especially coming back here with Notre Dame, Sweet 16, we've been here 5 years in a row. And I think this year is especially special because we came a long way. I think, we had 7 transfers, and then we were only 3 returners coming back to Notre Dame. So just to see the journey that we've had and the growth that we've had to be back in this moment right here it's really, I think it's just a great opportunity, and it's beautiful to see our growth really as a team.
Yeah, I would say for me, I'm just very grateful, coming to Notre Dame for my first year. Came in not knowing much what to expect, and for us, I just knew how much we worked since the summer with this group and how close we have gone, and just these my sisters. So being able to play with them at the Sweet 16 just makes it even more sweeter, as Coach would say.
Yeah, I would say in terms of, nobody believing in us, I think we believed in each other and we believed in ourselves. I give all glory to Jesus Christ because he's the only reason that we're here, putting our faith in him. I feel like we're a big faith team. And I know Coach Ivey's talked about it a lot, but we give all glory to Christ, and it's nobody but God. So just to be in this position, I know for me, I feel like looking at it now, I feel like the past couple years I might have taken it for granted to be in this position because I felt like we should have been in the Sweet 16 and we should have been winning. So now I think this year it feels so much different because I think I'm appreciating it a lot more and I'm more present where my feet are.
And if you have a question, please raise your hand.
Andrea Adelson with ESPN. Hannah, along those lines, how much urgency do you feel to be able to get past the Sweet 16 now that you are kind of soaking in every moment and knowing that every competitor wants to be able to move forward and play for a championship?
Yeah, of course. I guess we all know that's the biggest goal is to get to the championship and to win it. But, I try not to put any pressure on myself. I think just continuing to do what I've been doing this whole year, and that's trusting in Christ and just being present where I'm at and not stressing about the next game, and just doing what I need to do and giving it everything I got every time I step on the floor, and whatever happens, what happens.
Skylar Dixon with the AP. Vanessa, on that roster turnover, is there anything in particular that you see as as sort of the key to it meshing like it has?
Yeah, I think since the summer, a big thing was our chemistry off the court. So we would just spend time together, whether it was like Kelly's Lake House or just like watching a movie or playing Mafia together. So I think a big thing for us was really just that bond off the court, because once we had that, going on the court just made it that much easier. So just spending time, with a new team, a lot of us being new, and just really valuing that time together.
Any other questions?
Cassandre Prosper, Yahoo Sports. Hannah, since you mentioned that you felt like in the past you had maybe taken it for granted and you wanted to be where your feet were coming into today, how has that looked different than the past couple of years?
Yeah, I have a lot more joy, being here. I don't take it for granted, making it to the Sweet 16. And I guess I'm just more happy. When I step on the court, I play with a lot more joy, and I'm so excited to be able to be alongside of these women and playing with them, and to be able to win together with this group of girls. It just means so much more, and it's a lot deeper than basketball, I could say.
Lindsay Gibbs, CBS Sports. Hannah, you talked about your history with Michaela, but what's the toughest thing about guarding her?
She can score the ball, yeah, in so many different ways. Obviously, we all know she's the #1 scorer in the country. But just the way she's able to put the ball in the hoop, it's unlike I feel like I've ever seen, like Caitlin, type of level. But she can score on all three levels, whether that's getting all the way to the basket, her mid-range, or her three. So, of course, that's always tough to guard.
And if you have a question, please raise your hand. All right. Thank you, ladies. And
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.